Assalamualaikum and good day. It's me again, Miss Huda. Let's look at example number 4. In this example, it asks you to determine the moment of inertia of the area shown in the figure about the x and y axis. The difference between example 4 with example 1 to 3 is the axis that it wants you to find the moment inertia. Example 1 to 3, it asks you to find it in respect to the centroidal axis of x and y. However, in this case or in this question, it asks you to find the inertia at the y-axis at the very far left of the figure and x-axis at the bottom of the figure. Additionally, here the object, there is a hollow section that you have to minus, so berbeza daripada example 1 to 3. And furthermore, there is a circle or hollow round section here that is different from our previous example. Sebab example kita sebelum ni, it is mostly a rectangular section. When the question didn't ask you to find moment of inertia in respect to the centroid axis of the object, so you don't need to find the centroid location. Therefore, you can directly calculate the Ixx and Iyy. Because of this object, dia hanya ada satu rectangle and another one is round hollow section. So, I just put this as number 1 and 2. First, we need to calculate the inertia for the rectangle. Calculate the area first, 100 mm and 150 mm. And calculate the Ixx. The formula for rectangle section, kita dah biasa pakai, it is BD cube divide with 12. Then here, I call it I bar X because kita tak campurkan lagi dengan the value of AH square. So, dia jadi I bar X. Then we can calculate the inertia for rectangle. The B is 100 and the D is 150 power of 3 divided with 12. And divide it with 1 million to make it in a form of times 10 power of 6. You will get 28.125. Next, we're going to get the value of H. Sebab di sini ada H. Bila you tengok value H ni depends on type of section tu punya shape. Here, this is rectangle. So, according to the formula here, the centroid of rectangle memang dekat tengah-tengah. Kalau dia ambil dari centroid, it is PH power of 3 divide with 12. Same goes dengan Iyy dia. So, H dia akan jadi dari the centroid to the axis yang you refer. Because of this one, dia minta in respect to the x-axis. So, you have to get the value of H. H dia adalah 75 dari centroid to the x-axis. Then get the value of AH square, 75 power of 2 times with 1,500 divide with 1 million. You will get 84.375 times 10 power of 6. The same process, tambah aja the AH square with the I bar X. You will get 112.5 times 10 power of 6. Next, we look at the circle section, section number 2. Get the area. So area for circle, formula dia adalah pi r square. Then pi times 25 power of 2, you will get this value. For I bar x, the formula for Ixx for the circle is pi r power of 4 divided with 4. You can refer to the formula here. Sama juga dengan Iyy dia, pi r power of 4 divided with 4. So after you calculate, you will get 0.307 as the value. Kena bahagi dengan 1 million ya, baru dapat value ini. Next, we're going to calculate the h for the circle. So the formula pi r power of 4 divided with 4 ni adalah inertia from the centroid. Jadi centroid ni kita perlukan h dia sebab ada jarak ya di sini. And obviously the value is 75. 75 power of 2 times 1963.495 divided with 1 million, you will get 11.045. Since this is the hollow section, so you have to minus 112.5 minus 11.352, you will get 101.148 times 10 power of 6. Look at Iyy. For Iyy, similar. Area you can just copy from above. Then we can calculate the I bar y. The formula for rectangle, it is db cube divided with 12. 150 the d, b is 100, cube divide with 12, divide with 1 million. You will get 12.5 times 10 power of 6. Next, we need to find the value of h since the calculation of inertia formula ni adalah daripada the centroid. So centroid kena pergi ke y-axis here. The distance is 50 mm. So h is 50, power of 2 multiply with 15,000 divide with 1 million, you will get 37.5. And AH square plus 12.5, you will get 50. For section 2, which is the circle, the I bar y formula sama macam Ixx ya. Sebab apa dia sama? Sebab dia simetri. Jadi mana-mana arah pun dia sama saja. Pi r power of 4 divide with 4. So replace the radius ni dengan 25 power of 4 darab pi and divide with 4. The values divide with 1 million, you will get 0.307 times 10 power of 6. The h will be from the centroid of the circle to the y-axis. It is 50 mm. So 50 mm power of 2 times the area and divide with 1 million, you will get 4.909 times 10 power of 6. 4.909 plus with 0.307, it is 5.216. And remember, this is a hollow section. 50 minus 5.216 equal to 44.784 times 10 power of 6 mm power of 4. So that is the value of Ixx and Iyy if the question asks you to find it to the axis y dan x yang bukan dekat centroid ya. What if From the same example, the position of x and y axis are moved as shown in the figure. So, kita kena selesaikan find the inertia when the y axis and x axis is moved at the center of the figure here. So, obviously, kalau you tengok dalam gambar ni pun, you tahu sebenarnya this x and y axis is located at the centroid of this figure because of everything is symmetry. X axis dia symmetry, y axis dia symmetry. So obviously the centroid memang dekat tengah-tengah. We can get the value of Isx. Basically, kalau you tengok je soalan, then you boleh agak di manakah centroidnya. For example, you dapat section I and the question minta you cari the Ix. You pun tahu centroid dia mesti dekat tengah-tengah ni because of the symmetry atas dan bawah, and from left to right pun sama, dia symmetry. So you basically don't need to find the centroid because you dah tahu locationnya di mana. Sama juga kalau you punya section adalah T section. So the fact that you just perlu cari untuk X bar sahaja. You tak perlu cari Y bar because of kalau you letak dia punya reference point here, obviously centroid dia dekat sini. Dan atas bawah memang tak simetri tapi kanan dan kiri dia simetri. So you don't need to find the Y bar. You hanya perlu cari X bar. Ini untuk inertia bukan untuk centroid punya calculation. Kalau memang dia bagi you point of reference, dia kata mesti cari centroid, for example from this point. So you have to still find the centroid punya position. Tapi kalau you memang kena cari inertia and dia memang minta daripada centroid, therefore you don't need to find the centroid kalau dia memang symmetry. Same goes with this example number 4. Since actually ini adalah centroid. Betul-betul dekat tengah tu. Alright, let's do the question. For this question, the area masih sama. Follow the previous one. For I bar X. Okay, I bar X dia sama. Basically because of section kita 1 dan 2 ni adalah section yang sama. Both untuk 1 and 2 sama. Okay, the difference here is the value of H. Kenapa H dia kosong? Basically because of the centroid of the whole section is actually dekat betul-betul tengah rectangle. And the centroid of the section 1 pun dekat tengah-tengah tu juga. So there is no distance, that's why 0. AH square 0. So I bar X plus AH square is definitely this value juga. Same goes with the circle section here. Kalau memang betul-betul dekat tengah, circle section ini, sebab dia share the same point, so H dia akan jadi kosong juga. And the I bar X plus AH square, just ambil je value I bar X. Then you have to minuskan the value. Sorry ya, typo di sini. It is 27.818 times 10 power of 6. Okay, here dah betul That is the value for Ixx if the x-axis is exactly at the centroid of the rectangle and the circle. Betul-betul sama. Now let's look at Iyy. For Iyy, similar the area and the I bar Y. Macam like previous, because of section kita masih sama. The difference here, the value of H. Sama juga because of the centroid of the rectangle exactly at the same point as the y-axis here. So H dia adalah kosong. Same goes with the circle section. Section number 2, it is exactly at the centroid of the circle. Comes 0. So the value of I bar y plus AH square going to be 12.5 times 10 power of 6, and the value of the second section is going to be 0.307. So this value minus dengan the hollow round section, you will get 12.193 times 10 power of 6. That will be all for example number 4. Hopefully you get the idea how to calculate the IXX and IYY if the axis of y and x2 not exactly at the centroid of the section. Thank you so much and have a nice day.